Welcome inside the Island Savings Center. It is Game 3 of Round 2, the Interior Division semifinals. The Capitals and Wild tied in this series at 1 apiece after Cowichan took Game 1 on the road in Wenatchee by a 3-2 score. The Wild answering with a 6-3 win in Game 2. And now the scene shifts to the stick, which is filling up tonight. Far side, Melaragny forward for Cousins. He will send it in high in the air, chasing after it is Cruz Cote. Grabel back behind his own net. Into the far corner for Lucas Souter. Takes a check from Cousins. Stratton into the middle for Sasaki. Cowichan starting this physical line as the Wild fire it down the ice. In a race for it, it is Souter to it first. He'll beat out the icing call. Plays back to the far point for Sasaki. Down low, Melaragny cut it off. Sends it up the far boards. That pops over the stick of Sasaki. And at the other end, it's an icing call against the Wild. And a close call at one end. It looked like Grist would have been there first, but he didn't have the angle, and Souter beat out the icing call, and it's an icing call at the other end against the Capitals.
Icing from Marlin Motors, where you can catch a great deal just off the highway by the Farm Market, South Duncan.
Gashevsky will take the draw against Cote to the far side of the Capitals zone. Exactly 30 seconds gone in this first period. Cote wins it back clean. Grist rings it around near side. Broadhurst will chip it to center. Colton Cousins near side sends it in. Full sail change coming from the home side. It's Cook at the back of the goal for the Wild. Hard up the far boards. Nathan Iannone on the Capitals side of center will dump it in. Rings it around towards the near side corner. Tabor engaging with Adams. Now near side half wall. Gashevsky ties up with Lynn. Selleck plays into the middle, just out of the reach of Selivanov, and Herzog will fire it back in from center. Spencer Hora behind the Cowichan goal versus far side for Peter Tabor. Tabor hard up the far wall. It's tipped by Selivanov to wave off icing. Park out of the goal will play it. He'll ring it far side for Herzog. Up the boards into the middle of the ice. Here's Blake Barger. Barger over center, rings it into the near side corner. First onto it is Matt Dorsey. Dorsey missed game 1 of this series, finishing off serving a 4-game suspension for a major penalty for a hit to the head in the series against West Kelowna. Modry will send it back in on the backhand from center. 90 seconds gone first period. Adam Conquest near side, softly up the wing for Selleck. He'll spin back into his own zone and now has room far side. Forecheck by Fletcher, drops it off for Tabor. Through the middle for Conquest. Conquest gets around Dorsey near side, and he'll find center. Poke checked, then tried to step around Winslow, but Dorsey broke it up, then flipped it into the middle. Fletcher far side for Modry. Over the Cowichan line, wide, far side. Soft backhand, he put it off the side of the goal, and it's locked against that back side of the net as he fired it wide from a sharp angle with 1:55 to go in the first, and then it got stuck against the side of the net. They're going to face off to the far side of the Cowichan zone. It could have come outside, but I believe what the decision there was from Steve Brown was that Cowichan locked it against the side of the net, not tried to take it off. Wild win the draw. Sasaki midpoint fires it back into the far corner, just about hit Riefenberger up high. Now Riefenberger has it, chips it in front of the goal, broken up by Micro Giannakis. Fighting off the stick from Tellier, plays it up the near boards. To center, Grabel takes a check from Cousins. Now Broadhurst wrapping up with Riefenberger. Just in front of the Wild players bench. Cowichan trying to dig it free. It's Wenatchee that comes away with it. Sasaki through the middle for Riefenberger. Shied away after a hit from McIntyre. Broadhurst tried to step in and fire. He got tied up by Tellier and then plays it in deep. Near corner, Grabel back of the goal for Sasaki. Here's Chad Sasaki towards the far side for Riefenberger. Driving wide into the Cowichan zone, trying to cut to the middle, and Scott stuck with him all the way. But then Cowichan turned it over. Here's Tellier trying to chip it to the goal, and it was broken up by Micro Giannakis. Broadhurst plays it out to center, touched by Herzog. Now far side Stratton, could be a 2-on-1. Here's Stratton in, midsection save from Diamond. He'll hang on, no whistle. Could have been a hand pass there in the middle of the ice as the flip out from Broadhurst hit off a glove, and then stepping in on the far side to pick it up was Murphy Stratton. But on the first shot of the game, Diamond swallows it up, and there's no rebound. Far side draw in the Cowichan zone. I'm Justice Doucette. Thanks for joining us from the stick on this Tuesday evening for round 2 of the BCHL playoffs. Melaragny up the far boards, kept in by Cook, who went down to a knee. Now Souter at the half wall, stapled by Cote. Far side Robert, hands off for Melaragny with speed, trying to get wide on Cook. Stops up far side corner. Melaragny back to the near point for Grist. Had to go skate the stick. He'll fire it back into the far corner. Back of the goal, it's Cote. Now Robert in the corner. Back of the net for Cote once again, and the net has come off its moorings, and I'm not sure if there was contact from a player or that was Park just bumping it off, but there was not much going on at the side of the net in which it came off. And so they'll draw on the far side of the Wenatchee zone. Cote, Gauthier, and Robert, which is the line we've seen Cote centering in the playoffs, not Broadhurst and Cousins, the physical line to start this game. Wild win the draw. Souter may have taken a stick up high, but play will continue without a call as Arnold fires it in from center, sticked away by Diamond. Near corner, Souter, bodied by Melaragni, who lost his stick. Then he hand passes it up the wall. Gauthier will tip it out to center. Modry in his own zone through the middle for Souter. Far side Souter into the zone. His long shot was partially broken up and drifted wide of the goal. Arnold sends in behind the net. First onto it is Selleck, broken up by Stratton. Centered in front and broken up by Grist. Near side corner, Souter once again looking to cycle back down the wall. Back of the goal for Murphy Stratton. Trying to walk out in front. He got tied up by Grist and then stepped on the puck, and play will continue. And then it's a hand pass from Stratton, which will bring the face-off out to neutral ice. Stratton trying to drive wide around the back of the goal. Thought he might have been tripped up by Boo Grist, but the conversation between he and Steve Brown is that Brown looked like he kind of laughed him off and said he wasn't tripped, and Stratton has a chuckle himself and heads back to the Wenatchee bench. Draw to the far side of neutral ice. Wild win it. Modry will send it in. 4 minutes gone, first period. No score. Shots are 2-0 Wild. Selivanov touches it up towards Hora. Backhanded into the middle for Selleck, who just got to center and then was poke checked, sending Selivanov back into his own zone. Tabor up the far boards for Selleck. Near side for Spencer Hora. Hora will find center and send it in. He was just short of center, but the officials give him the benefit of the doubt. Modry far corner gets around Selleck up the far boards for Iannone. Iannone uses the high glass to send it down, and in a race for it, it'll be Hora back to it first, and an icing call against the Wild with 15:31 to go in the first.
Icing from Marlin Motors, where you can catch a great deal just off the highway by the farm market, South Duncan.
Austin Park in goal for Wenatchee. He started game one, allowed 3 goals on 17 shots. It was Cal Sandquist that got the call in game 2 for the Wild, but he allowed 2 goals on 6 shots. And then Park came in to finish game 2, stopping 11 out of 12. And Bliss Littler will go back to his veteran 20-year-old here in game 3. Spencer Hora finding center for Cowichan, wheels it into the Wild zone. His soft shot tipped away by Park. Back of the goal, it's collected by Avery Winslow. Winslow will lift it up the near side boards for Matt Dorsey. His spinning clearance attempt was broken up by Selleck. Here's Lynn. Sharp angle, stuck save by Park. He didn't have much room in the near side corner. Park came out to challenge and made the save. Selivanov back to the point for Tabor. Sends it back in behind the net for Nico Selivanov. Far corner now, Selivanov walks up the boards. Just about lost the handle. Now walks into the middle. Opens into a wrist shot. It was blocked by Modry. Gashevsky back of the goal. Takes a check from Selivanov. Near corner, Winslow for the Wild. He'll lift it up the air. It hits a stanchion and kicks into the middle for Matt Dorsey. Trying to step around Tabor. Got partially broken up. Then he's poke checked by Brodziak, and it's out to neutral ice. Dorsey flips it back in. It's knocked down by Tabor. Forechecked by Fletcher. Tabor up the far wall for Millette, who takes a check from Hastings and sends into the middle for Conquest. Tied up from behind by Dorsey. Play will continue. Conquest, near side corner, spins off a check. Trying to walk it up the near side boards. Broken up by Dorsey. Far side, Hastings. Hastings over center with Fletcher. Long range shot goes off a skate and wide of the goal, and then it bounces off the far corner boards. And Diamond will cover up on the far side. The long shot hit off a skate, then bounced off the corner boards towards the far side of the goal. And then Diamond on the ricochet covers up and hangs on. Little less than 6 minutes gone in the first period. Still no score. Cowichan has 1 shot. A decent look for Brady Lynn from the near side corner, as Selleck kept it alive at the near line and sent it down low for his winger. Riefenberger wins it towards the middle of the ice, but it's on to Cole Broadhurst, stick at the near wing. Through the middle for Cousins. He'll flip it into the Wenatchee zone. Mike Giannakis thought about forechecking, but then stops up as Cousins laid a check on Riefenberger. Near side corner, it's Grabel up the boards for Tellier. Return feed for Riefenberger. Far side, it goes off the skates of Hastings. Riefenberger in a race for it, beats out icing. He's crushed into the wall by Doug Scott. Dug free back in the net by Hastings. Hastings to the near point for Herzog. It hit off his skate and then just straddled the line and exited before Sasaki could get to it. Arnold far side stops up and plays it in. Near side corner, Stratton fresh off the bench. Poke checked by Mike Giannakis. Broadhurst will lift it high in the air and down the ice. Herzog going back for it, and it'll be an icing call against the Capitals. 13-17 to go first period.
Icing from Marlin Motors, where you can catch a great deal just off the highway by the Farm Market, South Duncan.
They'll draw to the near side of the Capitals zone. 13-17 to go first period. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Wild. And now Arnold is going to be waved out of the draw. It's Stratton to come in and take it. He wins it anyways. Souter near point for Cook. His shot was blocked by Broadhurst, but Cook got it back. Here's Cook with room. Wrist shot. That didn't get through. Diamond was trying to look around the screen and couldn't see it. Cousins plays out far side. Good keep from Herzog. Into the far corner for Arnold. Lets it go for Stratton. He's bodied by McIntyre, and it's a hand pass called against the Wild. And another face-off coming out to neutral ice. Good shot block there from Cole Broadhurst, but Cook able to get it back, and he had some room to walk down the near side. And Diamond was being screened in front by the big body of Murphy Stratton and couldn't see it. The shot was blocked by Mike Giannakis. Cote against Stratton on the draw. Exactly 7 minutes gone here in the first. Tie-up draw. Melaragny has it near side for Boo Grist. Grist through the middle for Cote in stride. Here's Cruz Cote. Long shot. It went off a skate and wide. Cote scored from long distance in game one very early in the game, so you can bet he and a bunch of other Capitals are going to be shooting from long range. Here come the Wild, could be numbers. Souter to the near side. Arnold tried to step in, but a good poke check from Grist, and then he hammers Arnold from behind, and then Souter comes in and finishes Grist. And Wenatchee will be going to the power play here in all likelihood. Grist made a really good stick play to break up the chance from Arnold, but then he finished the check on Arnold, who was far away from the boards, and Arnold went hard into the near side corner boards. He pops up under his own power. And so that's a good sign for the Wild. But Wenatchee will go to the power play here early in game one. And the officials may talk about if this is more than two. Millette over, waiting for the explanation. Grist being shown the gate. He will be kicked out of this one, and so the Capitals will be down to 5D for the remainder of this game. Of course, him being ejected doesn't mean it's more than two. Any check from behind call comes with a game misconduct, and it is just a 2-minute penalty against Boo Grist. But the Wild will go to the power play with 7:30 gone here in the first. A dangerous hit that came after a tremendous stick play from Grist to break up the chance from Arnold. But then Arnold chased the puck down into the near corner, and Grist kind of got on his backside and threw him hard into the wall. Conquest will go over to serve, and the Wild will get the first chance of the game on the power play. Arnold remains on the Wenatchee bench and doesn't seem at all to be talking to the trainer, so that's a good sign for the Wild. We will go to the man advantage here with 12:35 to go in the first. Wenatchee has a power play goal in each of the first two games. They went 1 for 4 in each game. Fletcher against Cote near side of the Capitals zone. Draws one just wide of the goal into the far corner. Cousins first onto it, played it off a stick out to center. Matt Dorsey for Wenatchee steps around one check. Stratton chips down low. Here's Souter. Souter flips it in front, and it's batted just wide by Melaragny, trying to swipe the pass wide and break it up, but he just about sent it into the far side of his own net. Dorsey trying to get into the middle. Stick check by Cote. Dorsey far point. Far half wall for Fletcher. Down low for Souter. Back half wall Fletcher. Midpoint Sasaki. Back to Fletcher, far top circle. Walks into the middle, lets a shot go, bobbled by Diamond, but he's able to find the rebound just as Souter tried to take a whack at it on the far side. The shot went into the catching glove and popped out, and it dropped down beside him, and Souter was there looking at his chops, looking for the rebound, but Diamond able to get down and cover before the Wenatchee forward can get to it. 34 seconds elapsed off the Wild power play. Fletcher against Brodziak, far side of the Capitals zone. Draws one towards the half wall. Souter back to the point. Sasaki. Return feed Fletcher. Now Souter down low. Looking into the middle. He gets the pass back. Walks in behind the goal. Brings it far side for Fletcher at the wall. Into the corner. Souter. One touch in front and Stratton was broken up. Sasaki far point. Fletcher down low. Steers it to Souter. Souter back to the point. Sasaki. Wrist shot. Catching glove save from Diamond. Once again, no rebound. Good movement there from the Wild, but defended pretty well by Cowichan. Couple of chances as the Wild looked into the middle for Stratton, but sticks were there and in passing lanes to break it up. 1:06 remains in this Wild man advantage. 11:41 to go first period. Draw to the far side of Diamond's goal in the Cowichan zone. Draws one back to the near point. Modry keeps it in. Into the middle for Cook. Far side, Gosiewski walks in, now down low for Arnold. Played back to the far point. Cook just able to keep it in on the backhand, but then his pass down low was intercepted by Giannakis as Selleck steers it all the way down. Park at the back of the goal, playing with it a little bit, and now Gauthier forechecking, able to force a turnover. Puck bounces out to center. Barger poke checked by Gauthier. Cook towards the near side for Gosiewski as Gauthier will change and gets a round of applause. Here's Gosiewski into the Cowichan zone. Far side stops up top circle. Matt Gosiewski down low for Arnold. Spins off a check at the back of the net. Now leaves it for Gosiewski. Far point for Cook. Back to Gosiewski, far half wall. Into the middle, chips it wide. Bounces towards the near point. Hustling is Modry. He'll keep it in. Back of the goal for Arnold. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Gosiewski stick checked by Giannakis. Wild keep it alive. Arnold spins and fires. It's blocked by Scott. Now Gosiewski tied up by Giannakis. Up the wall for Cote. He'll fire it all the way down, and Cowichan kills it off. They will be without a defenseman for the remainder of this one. Hastings far side chops it into the Cowichan zone, sending Preston Brodziak back. Into the near corner for Spencer Hora. Through the middle, it hits Millette, now bounces to Melaragni, 3-on-2. Near side conquest, wrist shot off the stick of Grabel and out of play. Good stick from Grabel, able to reach to the near side as Conquest tried to let a long-range wrist shot go, and it tipped out of play. 10:14 to go first period. I'm Justice Doucette here at the Big Stick for Game 3 of the Interior Division's second round playoff series. Another large crowd here in Duncan. There was a little more than 1,400 for Game 6 of the first round. As Millette spins and fires, and it goes through the crease. Hora plays it back down low. We could be above the 14:30 that was there a week ago Monday. Conquest into the middle, opens up, got poke checked, and he's forced to retreat from center. Good stick from Hastings, and Conquest had to be really careful there as the last man. Melaragni will work it into the Wild zone and chips it in back of the net. Grabel first onto it for Wenatchee. Far side Sasaki. Touched through the middle for Riefenberger. It hopped over his stick. Conquest tried to get to it. And then Millette took the stick out of the hands of Sasaki. And the Wild will go right back to the power play. Wild almost got caught making a bad play in front of their own end, but Millette chopped the stick right out of the hands of Sasaki. And Wenatchee will get a second power play of this first period. So the Wild back to the man advantage. 9:36 to go first period. Slashing the call against Vince Millette, who took a whack at Chad Sasaki and knocked the stick out of his hands. Capitals win the draw. Giannakis plays it into the near side corner for Cousins. Cousins up the boards. Giannakis looking to steer it out. Knocked down by Stratton. Back of the goal, Scott rings it around. It is a good keep from Fletcher, who knocked it out of midair. He'll deposit in back of the goal for Stratton. Reverses to the far side half wall for Fletcher. Puck hopped over his stick. Cote will poke it forward, and he'll go for a skate now. Cote in over the line, fires a shot off the blocker of Park. Cote now far corner, wrapped up, and Fletcher picks it up for Wenatchee. He'll skate hard through the middle, far side for Stratton. Over the Cowichan line, drop pass for Souter, far side circle. Souter will take it into the corner. He's bodied there by Melaragni. Puck stuck in the skates of Souter. Now Fletcher back of the goal, Stratton. Back to Fletcher, far corner. Now Souter banks it around the near side boards. Dorsey hustling after it. Gauthier the first one to it, and he'll swat it down. 65 seconds to go in this Wild second power play of the first period. Sasaki back of the goal. Far side for Stratton. Avoids the poke check from Brodziak. Now Murphy Stratton cutting towards the middle. Got tied up. Plays it back to the near point for Dorsey. Dorsey cutting towards the middle with room. Midsection save from Diamond. It ramped up his stick and into his chest area, and he'll cover up for no rebound. And a whistle with 8:21 to go in the first. 46 seconds remain in this Wild power play. A slashing penalty against Vincent Millette. Brodziak takes the draw to the near side of Diamond. Arnold will take it for the Wild. Arnold took a check from behind earlier in this frame. Seems to be okay. That's why Bugrist is done for the night for the Capitals. A 2 and a game for checking from behind. Steered towards the goal and a kick save from Diamond. Then Barger couldn't find the rebound at the side. Far side, Gashevsky hops over his stick. Brodziak's going to push. Here's Preston Brodziak. Wrist shot sticked away by Park, who then got collided with by Gauthier, and the rebound just got sent wide by Micro Giannakis. Park wanted a call on goalie interference, but he was well out of his crease, and then the dump in is knocked down with a high stick by Barger and touched by Cook. Park is hot about the no call there. He followed Steve Brown all the way behind the Wenatchee goal, but he was well out of his crease in making that original stick save, and Gauthier did stop up quite a bit. 16 seconds remaining in the power play for the Wild, but it's an offensive zone draw for Cowichan with 7:51 to go in the first. Cote and Cousins with Melaragny and Hora. Draws one towards the far corner. Herzog goes down, and then Cote shovels him into the wall. Far side Hastings, poked by Cousins, who sends it back to Melaragny. Near side for Hora. Hard up the near boards, and that'll do it for the second penalty. Cowichan 2 for 2 in the first period on the PK. Up the near side boards, it's Reifenberger for Selleck, as Reifenberger will send it in, taking a check from Millette. Hora, near side corner, tied up by Tellier. Now Reifenberger near side wall. Sends it down the boards where it's cut off by Spencer Hora. Up the far side for Selivanov. He'll chip it in near side. Lynn going after it. Trying to get the inside lane on Cook. He's able to do so. Centers for Selleck. It bounced off his skate. Now forced in front for Selivanov, and he was tied up by Herzog. Reifenberger up the near side boards. Hora will slap it hard back in, and Cowichan will pursue. 7 minutes to go, first period, still scoreless. Herzog stripped from behind by Selivanov. Centers it in front, and Sauter broke it up at the side of the goal. Far side corner, Lynn. Down low for Selleck, back to Lynn. Sharp angle shot blocked by Cook. Bouncing puck far side, half wall collected by Hastings, who takes a hard check from Selleck. Forward now for Sauter, trying to cut towards the middle. Near side wall for Arnold. He plays it off the bounce, flipped it into the middle, broken up by Lynn. Selivanov through the middle for Selleck, who will tip it out to center as he had to avoid a hit. Arnold trying to get wide, broken up by Micro Giannakis. Near wall for Selleck. He'll stop up. Now Millette near side, chips it towards the Wild blue line. Winslow sends back out to center. Arnold near side, Stratton. Now Sauter. Sauter opens up, curls, drags it, didn't get through. Micro Giannakis blocked it, then it got chipped blindly wide of the goal. Far side corner, Peter Tabor, unable to clear. Arnold down low, Stratton at the side of the goal, put it off the side of the net. Now he stands at the back of the goal. Into the far corner, Stratton. Far point, Modry chops it down low. McIntyre had it hop over his stick. Micro Giannakis uses the near side boards. Winslow kept it alive. Now Adams, fresh off the bench, able to just keep it in. Stratton near side top circle. Wild working through a change. Gashevsky with room. Wrist shot. Didn't get through. Gashevsky back of the goal. Walks out to the far side. Steers it in front and wide of the net. Wild pushing here. Iannone. Back of the goal for Adams into the far corner. Spinning off of Micro Giannakis, who wraps him up. Now Adams still with it. Walks up the far side boards. Adams towards the near side for Gravel. It was broken up. And then Micro Giannakis chops it high in the air and into the rafters. Cowichan won't be able to change, but they will get the in-arena timeout. 5:24 to go in the first. You're listening to Discovery Honda, Cowichan Capitals Hockey on 89.7 Juice FM.
The first period of Capitals Hockey is brought to you by Blackjack Sweeps. Blackjack installs, inspects, cleans, and repairs everything from boilers to inserts to oil furnaces. BlackjackSweep.ca.
Valley Carpet One Floor and Home. It's been their pleasure to serve the flooring needs of the Cowichan Valley for a number of years. They're your family-owned neighborhood flooring experts. Carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, whatever you're looking for. Drop by and let them help you choose the perfect flooring for your home and lifestyle. Get inspired by their in-store samples and flooring style guide. Then get a free estimate. Valley Carpet One, home of the beautiful guarantee. 230 Kenneth Street or valleycarpet1duncan.com.
I just completed my list of New Year's resolutions.
Great, let's hear them.
Well, I'm going to be a better listener with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And I want to reduce my carbon footprint by driving in Econ mode.
Okay, you're just listing the features of your Honda CR-V.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so what's next on the list?
I want to keep my butt warm with heated seats.
That's not a resolution.
Conquer the new year Honda style. Right now, finance any Honda with 0 payments for 90 days.
Discovery Honda on the highway North Duncan or online at discoveryhonda.com.
Welcome back inside the Island Savings Center. Capitals and Wild scoreless with a little more than 5 minutes to go in the first period. Cowichan has had this line out for a while, but did get the benefit just now of the in-arena timeout as Millette will play it high in the air just in front of the Wenatchee bench. McIntyre trying to steer it in deep. Capitals partially working through a change, and good work from McIntyre, able to kill a bunch of time, and now the Capitals will be able to regroup. Hora fires through the middle. Brodziak will tip it in, and McIntyre will change, as will Preston Brodziak. Back of the goal, it's Trevor Grabel for the Wild. Gears it up near his side. Working in front of his own bench, trying to get away from Selleck, who finishes a check hard on him, but Grabel is able to dump it in. 4:45 remaining first period on Justice Doucette. Game 3 of the Interior Division semifinals as Hora stands up. Dorsey at the near side. Lynn's unable to clear. Iannone flips it in down low. Spencer Hora near side corner. Far side for David Melaragni. Saucer pass through the middle. Selleck couldn't get a handle on it. Barger pitches it right towards the Cowichan goal. Hora's back for it. Hora reverses far side Melaragni. Hard up the far board. Selivanov had it poked right up in the air by Herzog, and Lynn will send it in. Back of the goal, Park will get a touch for the Wild. Selleck lays a check as it's rung around and out by Cook. Near side, Mike Giannakis at his own line. Gets the return feed from Scott. Now goes behind the back towards the far side. Selivanov will chop it forward. 4 minutes to go, first period. Not much has happened here in the opening frame. The Wild have had 2 power plays. Cowichan's killed them both off. Fletcher over center into the Cowichan zone. Opens up and fires, and he put it over top of the goal. Cote chops it away from Tellier. Then Fletcher stripped by Mike Giannakis. Far side, Dimitri Giannakis finds center, takes a check as it's played forward for Olivier Gauthier. Gauthier trying to split defenders and take it in front. He's tied up and pulled down as it drifts in towards the goal, and Park will cover up. Good strength there from Gauthier and just some old-fashioned hard work as he just forced his way through a pair of defenders, pushing them all the way to the Wenatchee goal. And Park will pick up the bouncing puck and hang on to it for a whistle. Draw will come to the far side of the Wenatchee zone. 3:34 remains first period. Shots are 6-5 in favor of the Wild, who have had the only 2-man advantages in this game, and they came just about back-to-back. A boot Grist checking from behind Minor, which has Grist out of the game, and then a Vincent Millette slashing penalty. Michael Giannakis plays it in back of the goal. Winslow getting in front of Broadhurst, knocking him out of the play. Now McIntyre back into the far corner. Modry pinning with Cousins. McIntyre there as well. Winslow all over him. Modry still trying to kick the puck free. Now it's feathered in front. McIntyre in front to the goal. Tied up, and his backhand shot is stopped by Park and hung on to. McIntyre getting wrapped up from behind, still able to make a power move to the goal there and go backhand. I'm not sure if he was able to get a shot off or not, but Park makes the save and covers up. Good work there from Colton Cousins, just locking it against that far side corner boards, and when he decided it was a high opportunity chance, he just sneaks away and kicks it into the middle for McIntyre, who's able to take it to the goal. Cote, Gauthier, Robert near side of the Wenatchee zone. Souter takes the draw for the Wild. Gauthier wins it to the near half wall for Gauthier, who plays it into the corner to himself. Now ties up with Souter, who lost his stick. Rebel back of the goal, in front for Adams. Knocked off the puck by Cote. Stratton by himself will find center. Trying to get wide on Melaragni. Stops up far corner. Murphy Stratton looking to play into the middle. He's tied up by Melaragni. Now Adams far side. Pitches midpoint. Sasaki spins and fires. It was knocked down by the glove of Cruz Cote. Near side, Gauthier 3-on-2. Far side for Robert, and it's offside at the Wenatchee line. Looks like a close play, but a tough view from here. Linesman was right on top of it and made the call. Good chance there because Gauthier, even with a little bit of the benefit of the whistle, able to walk right around the defender and would have had a high opportunity shot there. 2:34 remains first period, scoreless game. It's game 3 of the Interior Division semifinals. Series is tied at 1 after Cowichan won game 1 on the road in Wenatchee, and the Wild responded with a win on home ice in game 2. Fletcher will collect for Wenatchee, near side Cook, and now Dorsey. Dorsey stops up, flips it into the middle, broken up by Melaragny. Melaragny up the near side boards, it bounces out to center where Cook gloves it down and then chipped it back in. Spencer Hora to the near side for David Melaragny. Melaragny quick up on the far side. It was out of the reach of Millette, but icing is waved off. Cook goes back for it behind his own net. His ring around was knocked down by Conquest. Conquest spins off a check. Now trying to get away from Herzog far side. Walks up the boards back to the point for Scott. Near side for Mike Giannakis. It forced Mike Giannakis out of the Wenatchee zone and then takes a hard check from Dorsey with his back towards the play. Dorsey near side into the middle for Fletcher. Far side, Fletcher's going to wheel it up the boards and he'll chip it in before he takes a check from Scott as Scott, the Capitals D-man, pinching. Mike Giannakis wheels it up the far side. Here he is with speed into the Wenatchee zone. Stops up, fires, shoulder save from Park, and the rebound dribbled just wide. Selleck taken into the wall by Grabel. Far side, Gashevsky takes a hit from Lynn. Poked free at the side. In front, Selvanov. Backhand kick save from Park. Now Selvanov near side half wall. Knocked it away from Adams. Back to the near point for Hora. Waits, now fires. It didn't get through. Lynn back in the goal. Poke check by Sasaki. Rebel takes a shot from Selvanov. Looking to steer it up the near side board. 60 seconds remain first period. Sasaki steers it in the middle. Gashevsky lost it. Quick shot score! Brady Lynn! Hey, Panago, here's your pizza. And Brady Lynn makes it 1-0 Cowichan. The play through the middle eluded Gashevsky, and Brady Lynn jogging on the spot goes under the blocker of Austin Park. And with 55 seconds to go in the first, Cowichan has a 1-0 lead. Hora will find center and send it in. Rings around to the far side for Herzog, who's hammered by Jordan Robert. Oh my goodness! Did somebody get the license plate on that truck? Souter knocked off the puck near side. Cook will drop it off. Herzog slowly back to the Wenatchee bench. Near side, Reifenberger steps in and centers, kicked away by Diamond. Robert will play all the way down. There's Huron's Glass and Upholstery's hit of the game. Jordan Robert flattening Dylan Herzog. Souter over the Cowichan line into the middle. Quick shot, sticked away by Diamond. Near side, now back of the goal, Reifenberger. 15 to go in the first. Stratton far corner. Near corner, Souter. Souter tied up by Hora. Stratton. Now Hora far side tied up. It's collected by Melaragny, and there's your first period. Cowichan with a last-minute goal from Brady Lynn will take a 1-0 lead to the roof. A turnover in front of the Wenatchee goal gets the fans on their feet, and Jordan Robert running over Dylan Herzog with a monster hit rings the bell, and the fans are alive and well at the stick. Welcome back inside the Island Savings Center. I'm Justice Doucette. The Cowichan Capitals with a 1-0 lead over the Wenatchee Wild through 20 minutes of play. Second period now underway. Near side collected by Melaragny. He'll find center and send it in. First onto it is Grabel, bodied by Gauthier. Now Cote in the corner, tied up by Souter, who digs it free. Far side, Dorsey back in the middle for Souter. Far side, Murphy Stratton. Stratton over the Cowichan line, stops up, plays it down low for Souter. Souter back of the goal for Dorsey, floats it back in front, and Diamond with the stick able to break it up. Poked out towards the line by Gauthier, good keep, but then Gauthier able to work it back. Here's Melaragny through center. Chips it into the far side corner, then shoves Grabel out of his way. Back of the goal, Melaragny being double teamed as the rest of the Capitals change. Souter able to pull it loose. Up the far boards for Dorsey. Now Stratton. Wild over the Cowichan line. Drop pass for Souter. Played in behind the goal towards the near side for Stratton. Stratton backing up. Midpoint for Dorsey. Far side, Dorsey able to walk in. Steps around a check, moves in, and he ripped it over top of the goal. And it went off a stick and out of play. It hit off the glass, I believe, and then went up into the netting. But what a chance there for Matt Dorsey, able to step right around a checker and find some room right around the face-off circle, but he just snapped it over the goal. Kashevsky with Iannone and Adams for Wenatchee. Brodziak, Millette, and Conquest. Draw to the far side. Wild win the draw. Cook one-timer. He pounded it wide of the goal. Kept in at the near point by Herzog. So there's your answer to if Dylan Herzog was going to remain in this game after taking that monstrous shot from Jordan Robert. He's out at the near point right now. Millette able to get it to the line, but not out. Iannone into the middle for Adams. Opens up, and it's a toe save from Diamond, and a good one at that, back across the grain. Millette far side, Micro Giannakis. Over the line, far side. Long range shot, eluded Park. It's loose, and just wide of the goal. Somebody's on top of it at the near side. Herzog lying against the near side post. Somehow able to keep it out. A harmless shot from Dimitri Micro Giannakis. One that you're just hoping creates a whistle. But it got through Park, bounced towards the near side, and then it went off a skate and just wide of the goal at the near post. Almost a disaster for Wenatchee early in this period as Micro Giannakis just lets a quick wrist shot go from the far wing, and it just about eludes the Wild netminder. Selleck wins the draw. Micro Giannakis midpoint. Wrist shot blocked by Barger, and a good one at that, but he can't clear. Micro Giannakis steps around a check far side, now down the wall. One hands it in front, and he put it off the side of the goal. Collected by Herzog, near side for Barger. Barger forced to stop up, swings it through the middle. Fletcher will tip it in. Souter trying to track it down. Diamond out of the goal to play it. Rings it towards the near side. Selivanov can't get it past Barger. Micro Giannakis up the near side, boards for Paul Selleck. Now Selivanov at the near wing. Quick stretch forward for Lynn was broken up. Now Selleck will dump it back in. Winslow up the near wall, 2-on-2. Sends it in and takes a shoulder from Lynn. Back of the goal, it's Doug Scott into the far corner. Sends it up the far boards. Fletcher able to keep it alive. It bounces into the middle off a stanchion for Paul Selleck. Selleck spinning back in his own zone, blew a tire, but the Wild were changing. Selleck now hands off for Scott, who stands at the back of the Cowichan goal. Far side, Micro Giannakis, who lifts it high in the air. It's just able to avoid the scoreboard. Modry looks to chip it forward, broken up by Selleck. Now Winslow, he was tied up, and Lynn will attack one-on-one. Wynn will stop up and backhands it in behind the goal as the Wild all swarmed, and then that one bounces off the Zamboni door to the far side of the Wenatchee goal, and Park will cover up. Good job of clogging up neutral ice there from the Capitals, not really allowing Wenatchee to try and turn that in transition as hard as they try. Draw to the far side of the Wenatchee zone. It's a fourth line shift for the Capitals. It'll be McIntyre, Broadhurst, and Cousins. Cowichan's able to win the draw. Maloragni's quick shot was blocked. Now Tabor looks to the back door for McIntyre, but the pass was behind him. McIntyre into the corner, looking to steer it into the middle. Tied up, played in the middle. Broadhurst spins, fires, time, Broadhurst as he hammers it past the blocker of Austin Park. And Broads' first in the playoffs has given Cowichan a 2-1 lead. I've said this before, but for a guy that scores 4 goals a year, Cole Broadhurst will score as nice of goals as you will see. An absolute missile from the face-off circle, and it is 2-0. His first in the playoffs, he scored 4 in the regular season, and the Capitals have a 2-0 advantage early in the second. Near side half-wall battle in the Capitals' end of the ice. Herzog D-to-D far side for Cook. Long shot. That one was tipped and then hit the helmet of Diamond. Far side, Wild keep alive. Adams knocked off the puck. Here's the goal. Adams steps in and centers it. Sticked away by Diamond. Far side, Cote uses the glass to get out to center. Cowichan with a 2-0 advantage. Cole Broadhurst first in the playoffs. Chopped in by Iannone. Maloragni back in behind the Cowichan goal. The net is way off its moorings, and I don't think anybody noticed except for Pierce Diamond, who was standing with his arms at his side. Cole Broadhurst, his first of the playoffs. It's another bouncing puck that just finds a Capitals stick, and he spins and one-times it high and hard into the top corner. And Cowichan with a goal late in the first and another early in the second have a 2-0 lead. Conquest takes the draw to the far side of the Cowichan zone, and he ties up Fletcher. It's flipped towards the far boards. Micro Giannakis has it land in his lap as he spins it up the boards and then lifts it high in the air. It hits a stanchion and kicks into the middle. Brodziak will play it out to center. Now dump back in. Micro Giannakis rings it around. Souter's able to knock it down. Played in behind the goal for Fletcher. Tipped in front. One-timer from Parker is fought off by Diamond. Conquest will gear it up. Chips it around Winslow and now attacks far side. Conquest onto it. Stops up. Maintains possession. Now dumps it back in behind the goal for Brodziak. Tying up with Modry. Brodziak avoiding a couple of sticks and just about got loose. Then Conquest would made a steal and poked it out to center. Micro Giannakis near side, it's out of the reach of Millette, and as Modry goes back, it's an icing call against Cowichan with 15:26 to go in the second. Draw coming to the far side of the Cowichan zone. Colton Cousins with the lone assist on that Broadhurst goal. It comes at 3:01 as the puck went up and into the netting and out of play in the far side of the Capitals zone. 2-0 Cowichan. A first period goal from Brady Lynn inside the final minute of the first. And then Cole Broadhurst moments ago, 3:01 into the second. McIntyre takes the draw against Riefenberger to the far side of the Cowichan end of the ice. It's a scramble draw. Broadhurst trying to chip it forward, now locked in the skates of the centerman. Poked towards the far point, kept alive, and then McIntyre sends forward for Broadhurst, who lifts in the air, but Riefenberger knocked it down. He'll find center and stop up and rip it in. Micro Giannakis near side in his own zone, high on the backhand, will loft this one all the way down. It's going to be right on goal for Park, and so icing is waved off. Rebell to the near corner for Sasaki, who's run over by Cousins. Sasaki will hand pass it in behind his own goal for Grabel. Play continues as the Wild win their own zone, and there's a huge hit. McIntyre on Grabel. Near side, Sasaki sends it down low. Cowichan's fourth line going physical here. Riefenberger tried to touch it in front, broken up by Micro Giannakis. Up the near boards for Colton Cousins. Cousins chipped it past Herzog, who then knocked it down. Here's Riefenberger the other way. Cutting to the middle, lets a long shot go, and it's off the stick and well wide. Micro Giannakis into the middle for Scott, who lifts it towards center. Cousins chips it past Herzog. McIntyre looks to track it down. Near side corner, stops up. Tied up by Souter. Now lost it for Brendan Cook. Here come the Wild, could be a 3-on-2. Dorsey pushes right down the middle. He'll stop up far side, then spins and centers. It was broken up by Lynn, who took that one off the hand and chopped it all the way down. He'll head off for a change. We'll keep an eye on Brady Lynn after taking that up high. Here's a pass in front, just wide. Selovanov couldn't put it in at the side. Wenatchee toying with it in their own zone, and Cowichan just about makes them pay. Far side, Herzog up the wall all the way down. It's an icing call against the Wild with 13:43 to go in the second. A harmless play turns into a hard pass in front of the goal and is tipped just wide as Park clearly was not ready for it. Cote takes the draw to the near side of the Wenatchee zone against Murphy Stratton. He kicks it back, and then Robert tipped it back towards the point, but it split the two defensemen, spending Spencer Hora back, and the Wild are able to sneak in a change. Hora slaps it up the wall. Cook collects at his own blue line. Now near side, Winslow cut off by Melaragny. He'll push 2-on-2. Melaragny with speed moves in, and he just hooked it wide. Had room over the blocker, or the glove rather, of Park, and he just sent it high. Near side corner, Cook up the boards. Cut off by Robert and kept alive, but his backhand is intercepted by Winslow. Through the middle, it's cut off by Melaragny. Backing up into his own zone. Melaragny quick on the regroup. Feeds through the middle. Robert tips it to wave off icing. on the long stretch. Winslow in the corner, bodied by Robert, collected by Adams. Up the far wing, Conquest keeps it alive. Now Robert looks to chop down low. Gashevsky takes over for the Wild. Near side, Modry uses the glass. It's gloved down by Brodziak. He'll walk down the near wall, cuts towards the middle and tried to chip back towards the boards. Iannone broke it up. Played into the middle for Gashevsky, far side for Adams. Adams, soft chip into the far corner. Going after it first is Scott. He's double teamed and the puck finds Microgiannakis. Microgiannakis, far side Conquest, touched back into the middle for Brodziak. Here's Millette with room, and he just wired it over top of the goal. Had room, hired blocker's side, and he fired it wide. Quick stretch, far side is off the stick of Adams, sends Microgiannakis back into his own zone. He'll take it in front of his own goal, then played it through the middle. Here's Fletcher with room, but the Wild were offside, desperately trying to tag up as Fletcher would have had room as he intercepted that Microgiannakis backhand pass through the middle. But Cowichan able to avoid that chance as Wenatchee was trapped with a forechecker down low. 12:09 to go, second period. 2-0 Cowichan in Game 3 of the Interior Division semifinals. Cole Broadhurst with a second period goal, his first of the playoffs. Brady Lynn's third of the postseason came late in the first. Near side, it's David Melaragny in his own zone. Uses the glass to move it to center. Sasaki wires it to the far side for Souter, who takes a check from Hora as it's sent in back of the goal. Melaragny rings it around. Selivanov has a tip off his skate high in the air back into the Wenatchee zone. Sasaki near side takes a strong shoulder from Gauthier. Now Gauthier finds the puck. Drop pass, Selivanov near side. Fires! Score! Nico Selivanov high over the glove of Austin Park. It is 3-0 Capitals. And that's the end of the eve for Austin Park. Wenatchee continuing to run into goaltender problems. Park stops 14 of 17 in Game 1. Sandquist 4 of 6 in Game 2. And now Park out after allowing 3 goals on 13 shots. Selivanov scoring the goal high over the glove of Park, his 5th of the playoffs. And it is 3-0 for the home side in Game 3. Far side, Souter. Back of the goal now for Stratton. Stratton, far corner for Dorsey. A little more than 11 and a half minutes to go here in the second period. Cowichan has scored twice in the middle frame. Stratton near half wall. Souter in the near corner. Stops up, walks towards the middle. Drop pass for Stratton. Stratton forces it in front and it went through the crease. Took a drive, that's blocked by Millette. Near side collected by Jordan Robert. Robert over the Wenatchee line tried to sidestep a check, but it was broken up by Herzog. Here come the Wild in transition. Dorsey far side for Stratton. Stratton drops it off for Souter. Souter into the far corner. Plays it into the near side corner. Modry pinching from the point. Modry takes a check from Selleck. Now far side, Microgiannakis up the boards for Vincent Millette. Millette forward for Selivanov. 2-on-2. Tried to cut to the middle and Sasaki broke it up. Now Selivanov finishes a check on Sasaki. Looks to play it in back of the goal. Modry is there for the Wild. Far side corner battle. Souter flips it up the boards. Here come the Wild in transition. Tellier caught from behind by Gauthier. He'll hand it off for Selleck, who will dump it in. Gauthier with a big time check that led to that Selivanov goal, and then hustles on the back check there to break up a Wenatchee chance. Tellier hands off for Reifenberger. Back to Tellier. Long range shot. Catching glove saved by Diamond. No rebound. Shots even at 13 apiece. And Cowichan with a 3-0 lead. The scoring play on the latest one. Selivanov from Gauthier at 8:18. Cowichan with markers from Lynn, his 3rd of the playoffs. Broadhurst, his 1st of the playoffs. And Selivanov, his 5th. Selivanov led the Capitals with 19 during the regular season. He leads in the playoffs as well, 1 ahead of David Melaragny. Hora chops it towards the near side, then tracks it down up the near boards for Cousins, who knocks it down and sends it in. Back of the goal, Reifenberger takes a shoulder from McIntyre and takes him hard to the ice. Lifted through center, Tellier skates into it for the Wild and will chip it in. Meloragni going back, Hastings forechecking. Meloragni pinned to the wall, Reifenberger trying to dig it free near point for Sasaki. Sasaki walking in the middle, overhandled it, and Cousins couldn't clear. Reifenberger in the middle, poke check by Broadhurst. 9:30 to go in the second. Far side, it's Adams. Over the Cowichan line, chips it into the far corner. Adams engages with Hora. Now back of the goal, McIntyre trying to keep it away from Iannone. The two number 22s battling back of the Cowichan goal. Now McIntyre chops it into the far corner. Broadhurst looking to lift it high in the air. It bounced back to him, and he rings it around to the near side. Sasaki pinches, lost it, and got bodied by Cousins. Now Gashevsky into the corner for Adams. Back to the near point for Sasaki. He lost it to Cousins, who lifts it softly down the ice. Sasaki going back. It's not enough for icing. Sasaki in behind the Wenatchee goal. Quick stretch far side for Gashevsky. Looks to the near side. It bounced right back to him, and so he'll pitch it in. Near side corner, Doug Scott spins up the boards, takes a strong check from Iannone. Now Souter near corner, steers it in front for Gashevsky, and it was just out of his reach. Winslow far point back in the goal. Now Gashevsky trying to curl and drag it, gets caught on the back of the net. Diamond will cover, and we will take a break. Cowichan with a 3-0 lead, 8:33 to go in the second. You're listening to Discovery Honda, Cowichan Capitals Hockey on 89.7 Juice FM. Welcome back inside the Island Savings Center. Cowichan a 3-0 lead here halfway through the second period. Modry off the draw. That one hit a couple of things. Backhand, Souter scores! Right off the draw, and the Wild are on the board. A point shot from the near side didn't get all the way through, and Lucas Souter with some slick hands in front of the goal elevates a backhand over the shoulder and catching glove of Diamond. And the Wenatchee Wild on the board, trailing 3-1. Lucas Souter with his 8th goal of the postseason. He leads all players in postseason points. That's now number 15. It comes right off the draw, and that takes a little bit of life out of the stick. 3-1 Cowichan. Goals in the second from Broadhurst and Selivanov after a first period goal from Lynn. There's a big hit from Barger on Scott just in front of the Capitals bench. Now Gauthier far side into the corner for Selivanov. Back of the goal for Gauthier. Rebel tied up by Gauthier. Souter far half wall. He's knocked off the puck. It's then lifted high in the air and taken over by Fletcher at his own blue line. Far side, he'll find center into the Capitals' end. Long range shot sticked away by Diamond. Near side corner, it's collected by Barger. His centering feed bounces back to the point. Sasaki blocked by Selivanov, batted to the line but not out. Souter cuts towards the middle with room. His shot went wide. Near side Fletcher, back to the near point Sasaki. Into the middle, wrist shot didn't get all the way through. Far side, Scott able to track it down, but he couldn't clear. Souter tied up by Scott, who lost his stick back to the point. Long range shot, bounced off a couple of things and wide. Riefenberger back of the net for Hastings. Wild pushing here after getting on the board. Off the cycle, Riefenberger into the near corner. Near point now for Herzog. Far point for Cook. Holds and fires. It's wide of the goal. Near side, Selivanov will play it off the glass and down the ice. This isn't going to have enough for icing, but the Wild are going to try and push it. Cook in his own zone, fires through the middle. It's out of the reach of Riefenberger. Microgiannakis high in the air for Cook. Tied up by Brodziak, trying to find center near side. Takes a check from Microgiannakis. Back of the goal, Meloragni. Tied up by Riefenberger. Meloragni up the boards, unable to get it out. Now second chance, played to the far side. Conquest gets wide. Here come the Capitals. Could be numbers. Conquest getting wide. Here he is around the back of the goal. Wrap around and he put it off the side of the goal. Conquest able to keep it alive. It's stuck in his skates and then fired out to center with 6.5 to go here in the second. Melaragny through the middle. It hops over the stick of Brodziak to the near side for Millette. Millette getting wide on Herzog. Got tripped up. Play will continue. Conquest cuts and curls and drags to the middle. And they got stripped by Stratton, who plays it away from Tabor. Tabor back to it first in his own zone. He blew a tire. Conquest up the near side boards. It's handed off to Preston Brodziak. Brodziak far side, drops for Melaragny. Cuts to the middle. Blocker save from Sanquist. Then Melaragny spins and fires, and he just sent it wide. Tried to bat it out of the air and missed on it, and then had another chance to spin and fire. Tabor back into his own zone. Peter Tabor reverses it for Melaragny. Cowichan in the midst of a change. Melaragny will go for a bit of a skate. He'll find center and play it in off a pair of Wenatchee sticks. Winslow looking to send it back at the goal, gets stapled by Cousins. Now Modry spinning away from McIntyre. Souter up the near side for Murphy. Stratton could be numbers. Stratton far side, Winslow into the Cowichan zone, drops it for Stratton, who overskated the puck, and then Cowichan swarms on it. Tabor near side fighting off Winslow to the far side. Broadhurst with room to skate. Long range shot blocked away by Sanquist. McIntyre looking to play it back down low, fanned on it. Souter up the boards for Stratton. He's cut off by Cole Broadhurst, who's been flying in this game. Now Broadhurst is going to go for a skate. He one-hands it in near side, gets tied up with Souter, and then it's lifted into the Capitals bench by Avery Winslow. 5:13 to go, second period. Shots even at 15 apiece. Cowichan in front by a 3-1 score. And now there's a penalty coming up against Wenatchee. Can't say I saw that call. But the Capitals will take it and go to their first man advantage of the hockey game. Cowichan scored a power play goal in that last game. It was Paul Selleck's goal off the rush. But they have struggled on the power play here in the playoffs, just 3 for 21. Cowichan wins the draw. Selivanov far side, Melaragny with room. His shot didn't get through, and then Gashevsky will quickly clear it. This Wenatchee penalty kill, if you haven't seen it before, very aggressive. As Diamond swings it to the far side for Selivanov. Barker's the one forechecking at the moment. Near side, Capitals will skate out through the middle. Selleck tips to the far side. Going back for it is Modry. It's not enough for icing. He'll spin and fire it off a stanchion, or maybe it was off a Capital and out of play. So with 29 seconds gone in this Capitals power play, they'll draw a neutral ice. Cowichan leading 3-1. They had a 3-0 lead, but Lucas Souter with his 8th of the playoffs has cut that to 2. It came right off a face-off. A point shot hit a couple of things in front of the goal, and then Souter goes upstairs on the backhand from in very tight. Wild clear it right off the draw. Selivanov drops it for Melaragny. Return feed Selivanov near side. Far side Conquest, he's got room to gear up. Here's Conquest with speed. Drops it for Robert. Near side Melaragny. Backdoor! And Selleck fanned on it. And now Adams will push far side, trying to get wide. Brian Adams out of gas, fires a long shot that Diamond is forced to block her up and out of play. Melaragny had room to skate on the near side, and he teed up Paul Selleck far side in the circle, but he fanned on the one-timer. Selleck knew that was a good opportunity. Cowichan had a short 5-on-3 advantage as one of the Wild defenders had blown a tire in neutral ice. Mike Giannakis spins off Gashevsky in behind his own net. Now Mike Giannakis goes back in behind the Capitals goal. 4:05 to go, second period. 50 seconds remain in this Cowichan power play. Cote trying to cut to the middle, got poke checked. Brodziak far point, Mike Giannakis back to Brodziak. Puck hopped over his stick. He spins off a check, and Herzog tripped over the side of the net. Now the linesman's caught up with the puck. Played back to Mike Giannakis, near side Gauthier. Half wall for Millette, that was broken up. Now Millette, side of the goal. Cote to the far corner for Brodziak. Brodziak able to walk right out and center. It's loose in front. Cote couldn't find it, and the Wild clear. 20 seconds to go in this Capitals power play. Michael Giannakis reverses at the back of his own net. Barker's all over him. Now Gauthier towards the far side for Dan McIntyre. McIntyre pushes, trying to cut towards the middle. He's broken up by Modry. Modry trying to clear, will hammer it high in the air and all the way down. That will do it for the penalty against Souter. We are back to even strength as Souter is back on the ice, the Wenatchee goal scorer, after serving that penalty. Wenatchee digs it free on the forecheck, play it into the near side corner. Scott chasing after it, Riefenberger on him as Scott fires it up the boards. It's out of the reach of Cousins, and as Modry goes back, it's an icing call against the Capitals with their fourth line on the ice. Draw to the near side of the Capitals zone. 2:57 on the clock here in the second. Shot 16-15 Wild. It was an unsportsmanlike penalty against Souter that sent Cowichan to the power play. Near side, Sasaki keeps it in with his skate. Played into the middle for Fletcher, trying to avoid sticks. Lost it as it bounced out to neutral ice, and then Tellier fires it up into the netting from neutral ice. And so the draw will come just in front of the Wenatchee penalty box with 2:44 to go in the second. Cowichan, of course, as well, able to make a change after having their fourth line on the ice from that icing call. Selleck, Gauthier, Selivanov, Fletcher, Hastings, and Tellier for the Wild. Cowichan wins the neutral zone draw. Melaragny near side in his own zone. Forward for Selivanov, who tipped it up and into the Cowichan bench. So they'll redraw still on the Capitals side of center, just now on the close side of the ice in front of the Wenatchee bench. Cowichan up 3-1. Goals from Lynn, Broadhurst, and Selivanov. Souter, the lone Wenatchee goal. Capitals win the draw. Selivanov trying to steer it back to his defenseman, split him, and it went right on goal to Diamond, who hands off to Spencer Hora. Now Melaragny up the near side boards. It eluded Selivanov, or rather he was just able to get enough of it to wave off icing. Gauthier tied up by Grabel. They are grappling at the back of the Wenatchee goal. Tellier to the near side for Hastings. Hastings over the Cowichan line, tied up by Melaragny. Now Fletcher near side, top circle. Far side for Sasaki. Puck hopped on him, and he slaps it in behind the goal. It eluded Tellier into the near corner for Fletcher. Drops it off for Stratton, fresh off the bench. Here's Murphy Stratton back in the goal. Now Tellier near corner towards Souter at the top circle. Herzog at the point. Now Souter looking to spin down low, trying to get to the middle, and it was poke checked by Spencer Hora, who will ring it around far side, but he fanned on it, and Souter's the first one to it. Can't give this Wenatchee top line extra chances. Souter back in the goal now for Stratton. Stratton reversing far side, now back behind the goal for Souter. Near side point for Herzog. 90 seconds to go in the second. Cook's long shot blocked by Gauthier and batted into the corner. This Capitals line's been out there for a while. Near point, Herzog opens up, can't fire. He plays it down low for Dorsey. Dorsey towards the far point for Cook. Now chopped in to the corner. Stratton hands it off for Dorsey. Near point, Souter flipped in front, broken up by Hora. Stratton couldn't get much more than a stick on it, and Diamond covers. Extended time in the Cowichan zone, but the Capitals defended well, just missed on a chance to clear, but they're able to keep the Wild to the outside. 1:10 remains second period. Shots in the first period were 8-7 in favor of the Capitals. Cowichan has managed 7 here in the second period in comparison to 11 for the Wild. They have pushed hard since that in-arena timeout. They scored right off the timeout, right off the draw, which made it 3-1. As Cowichan had all the momentum before that. Adams spins it in front, a chance, they score! Iannone, as Adams' wraparound went through the crease back to the far side, and Nathan Iannone has made this a lot more interesting. 3-2 Cowichan with 58 seconds to go in the second. Just as Brady Lynn's goal late in the first is a tough one to take going into the intermission for the Wild, that one with 58 and change to go in the second makes this one a lot more interesting with a 1-goal Capitals lead rather than 2. Iannone with his first goal in the playoffs after scoring 10 times in the regular season. And it is 3-2 Cowichan. Modry at center to the near side for Sasaki. Up the near boards, cut off by Melaragni. He'll fire it in. This is similar to game 2, in which Wenatchee was really fueled by that goaltending change after Austin Park came in. The Wild scored those 3 goals inside 5 minutes late in the second, and they get 2 late in the second tonight after Sandquist comes in. Barger near side corner for Fletcher. 20 seconds remain in the second. Barger took a hard hit there. Here's Fletcher with room. Waits, walks, fires. Toe save from Diamond, and a big one at that. Near side Souter. Walking into the middle, trying to get around Giannakis. Drops it for Modry. His long shot drops in front, is covered by Diamond with 5.6 seconds to go in the second. This is a completely different Wenatchee team from what we saw in the first 30 minutes of this hockey game. Iannone has made this a 1-goal game with his first of the playoffs. It came at 19:02. And now with 5.6 seconds to go in the second, it's a draw to the far side of the Capitals zone. Cote takes it against Souter. And Cote wins it back into the corner. Giannakis uses the high glass to send it down. And that will do it for the second period. The Capitals score 2 early in the frame, but Wenatchee answers back with 2 late ones of their own. And the Capitals led 1-0 through 1. They had a 3-0 lead in this game. And the Wild have made it a lot more interesting with goals from Lucas Souter, and Nathan Iannone makes it 3-2 in favor of the Capitals through 40 minutes. Cowichan has goals from Lynn, Broadhurst, and Selovanov. Welcome back inside the Island Savings Center. The Cowichan Capitals with a 3-2 advantage over the Wenatchee Wild through 40 minutes. The Capitals led this game 3-0, but the Wild have made it interesting. Goals from Iannone and Souter in the later stages of the second period have made it a 1-goal game. Grabel collects for the Wild. He'll find center, flips it towards the far side. It eludes Melaragni and forces him back into the far side of his own zone. Off the high glass, it bounces into the middle for Cruz Cote. Cote quickly through the middle for Gauthier, who hands it off for Cote. Here's Cruz Cote, lost the puck, spins and centers. Gauthier couldn't find it. Now near side Cote trying to bat it towards the goal, has it in his skates. Back to the point for Hora. He'll send it down low, it's cut off by Grabel. Here's Grabel near side, gets just short of center, but he gets the benefit of the doubt on the call and sends it in. Spencer Hora swings it to the far corner for Melaragni. Cowichan's been playing with 5D all night tonight, as Boo Grist was ejected for a check from behind a little more than 7 minutes into this game. Paul Selleck to the back of the goal for Spencer Hora. Hora lost it. Adams steals it for the Wild. Around the back of the goal. Spins and centers. It's sticked away by Diamond. Lynn will collect for Cowichan. He'll find center and send it in far side. Minute gone here in the third. Cowichan leading 3-2. Steal at the back of the goal by Lynn. Chips it to himself in the far corner. Now far point for Doug Scott. One-timer, it hit a body and went wide. Selovanov was looking for the rebound to the near side as it's flipped out to center and Giannakis takes over. Back into his own zone for Doug Scott. Up the far wing, Selovanov will tip it in. Cowichan will change. Modry collects at the back of the goal for the Wild. Up the far boards for Blake Barker, who's tied up by Brodziak. It's played to the Cowichan line. Scott to the near side for Giannakis. Cowichan has managed just 2 shots in a little more than 15 minutes since Wenatchee changed their goaltender. Cal Sandquist came in for Austin Park. He's faced just 2 shots since coming in with 8 minutes gone in the second period. Scott to the near side, Giannakis fanned on his clearance, but then Brodziak forced it out to center. Here's Preston Brodziak to the far side for Conquest. Gets wide on Modry, around the back of the goal into the near side corner. Cuts back towards the middle, drops it off Giannakis. Wrist shot blocked by Winslow. Now Winslow looking to clear, got tied up by Brodziak. It's lifted high in the air out to center. Melaragni will pick it up for Cowichan. David Melaragni near side in his own zone, stops up on Barker and he'll go off for a skate. Melaragni up the far wing, Cousins chips it in, McIntyre looking to track it down. Modry first onto it, but he left the puck behind and it drifts to Sasaki. Off the near side boards, it bounces back into the middle. Broadhurst trying to get towards the goal. It was broken up by Modry, who then forces it out to center as Broadhurst lays a check. Far side McIntyre, noticed that Broadhurst was trapped, now cuts back towards the middle, gets double teamed at the line. It's poked back to the near side, Broadhurst will lift it in, but he pitches it up and into the netting. And so there will be a draw just in front of the Wild bench with 2:54 gone in the third period. I'm Justice Doucette. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. Game 4 of this series will go tomorrow evening from the Stick. And then Game 5, which we know after the split in Wenatchee is necessary. It'll be Friday at the Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. Game 6, if it comes to it, which if we split here in Games 3 and 4, we would know would be necessary, would be back in Duncan on Sunday. Cook up the near side boards, Tellier tips in the middle, Reifenberger lost his footing, but one-handed it out to center. Melaragny up the near side wing, avoids a stick from Tellier, fires to the far side. It was out of the reach of Cousins, and it's an icing call against Cowichan. 16:46 to go, third period. Draw to the near side of the Cowichan zone. The Capitals led this game 3-0. A first period goal from Brady Lynn. Then second period markers from Cole Broadhurst and Nico Selovanov. But the Wild, scoring twice late in the second, have made this a one-goal game as Cousins lifts it out to center on the far side. Cook moves it back to Modry. Fired through the middle of the ice. Dorsey will tip it in. Melaragny retreats back, spins off the check from Dorsey. And now we'll fire it up the near side boards. Gauthier tips it in. Sasaki tracking, now back to the far corner for Modry. It hopped over his stick. Robert plays it back in behind the goal for Lucas Sauter now. Sauter cuts towards the middle, he's got some speed. Far side Stratton, back on a tee for Sauter, trying to get wide. Backhand sent it just wide. Looking low blocker on Diamond. Sasaki near point with room to walk in. Fires a shot that hit Dorsey in front. Stratton and Scott having words in front of the Cowichan goal. Scott wanted a call on something that Stratton did, but none came. Far side, Sauter, stretch feed through the middle for Adams. He takes a check from Lynn, but it's offside as Adams had to cut across the line early in hopes of getting a touch on that puck. 15:51 to go in the third. Cowichan leads 3-2. Face-off will come back to where the pass came from, which is the far side of neutral ice on the Wenatchee side of center. Selleck against Gashevsky. It's a scramble draw stuck in skates, but Selovanov works it back to Hora. Far side for Melaragny. Near side Hora, back up the far side. It was broken up by Herzog and tipped into the Cowichan zone. Iannone bodied by Hora into the near corner for Adams. Back of the goal, it bounces in front, touched towards the goal by Gashevsky and sticked away by Diamond. Melaragny will push right through the middle, trying to step around Herzog, who stuck with him, and then Melaragny got tied up with his stick. Cook far side up the boards, Iannone ran into Selleck, now Gashevsky for the Wild. Through center, cutting towards the middle, the C's part, Gashevsky fired it off the bar, cutting back towards the near side, beat Diamond over the glove. Hora and Melaragny just got a little bit too far apart from each other, backing up into their own zone, and Gashevsky found room, cut towards the near side, went back across the grain, and that one drew iron. 15-11 remains third period. Cowichan clinging to this one-goal lead. They had chances to make it more than three when they were up 3-0. But the Wild have pushed back. Micro Giannakis lifts it out to neutral ice. Sauter trying to turn it, lost it to Millette. Now Winslow near side takes a hit. Conquest wrapped up from behind, and Fletcher will play it back into the Wild zone. Far side Modry takes a solid check from Conquest. It's rung up the near side for Sauter. Sauter through center now for Barger. Could be a 3-on-2. Barger cuts to the middle, fires, sticked away by Diamond. He couldn't find it, and Fletcher batted it over top of the goal. Would have been interesting to see if that one was a high stick or not. But Wenatchee coming close here early in the third to tying this game. 14:36 remains third period. They will draw to the near side of the Cowichan zone. Late change brings out the Capitals' fourth line in McIntyre, Cousins, and Broadhurst. It's Fletcher, Sauter, and Barger. We haven't seen Josh Arnold in a while for the Wild. As Barger spins and fires, and he put it over top of the goal. Arnold took that check on the numbers early in the first. He continued to play after that, but we haven't seen him for a while now. Microgiannakis rings it around towards the near side. Broadhurst will chip it off the body of Grabel, who keeps it alive. Back of the goal, Souter. Tied up by Microgiannakis, played to the far point. Cousins lifts it in the air, kept in by Wenatchee. Far side, Barger in the corner. Capitals thought that puck had cleared the zone. Souter back of the net, tied up by McIntyre, who works it away from him. McIntyre up the near boards. Broadhurst will pound it out to center. Grabel takes a hard check from Cousins. Reifenberger regroups at center. Plays to the near side for Hastings. Hastings getting into the Capital zone, into the near corner. Stops up, tried to touch it in the middle for Reifenberger. It was broken up. Here come the Capitals, 4-on-2. Broadhurst near side, in front, towards the goal. McIntyre got tied up. Cousins will play it back down low for McIntyre. In front, Cousins got tied up from behind. This line's been out there for a while. Played back to the point far side. Meloragny will backtrack to center. Now onto the tape of Paul Selleck, who sends it in from the far side. Herzog back of the Wenatchee goal into the near corner for Cook. Stretch up the near side for Tellier. Hands it off for Reifenberger. He takes a shoulder from Selivanov. Meloragny plays it forward to the Wenatchee bench. Stratton backhands it into his own zone. Capitals wanted too many men call. None coming. Modry into the middle for Stratton. It was broken up as it hopped off his stick. Selivanov will lift through center. Collected by Lucas Souter. Up the far wing. Selivanov cut it off and played it back into his own zone. Meloragny drops it for Tabor, who just sidestepped the check and then played it far side. Selivanov tips it in. Sasaki going back. Selivanov shoulders him. Lynn digs it free in the near corner, trying to get away from Modry, who wraps him up against the wall. Now Selleck in there as well, as Selivanov will back off. Lynn being pinned with 12.5 minutes to go in the third. Now finally dug free by Souter at the back of the Wenatchee goal. Stratton cuts towards the middle, forward for Dorsey, who tips it into the Cowichan zone. Microgiannakis going back, bodies with Dorsey, who comes away with the puck. Far point for Herzog, near point for Cook. His shot blocked by Gauthier out to center. Gauthier trying to track it down. Cook will play for his partner and Herzog far side. Herzog finds center and sends it in, takes a thunderous check from Gauthier, who then took contact from Dorsey up high. Cook plays far side. Herzog forward for Iannone, who takes a shoulder from Scott. Now Kashevsky stops up. Here's Kashevsky off the bench. It's Adams who waited for the backdoor feed, but Kashevsky threw it towards the net instead. Cote up the far boards for Jordan Robert. To the near side, Microgiannakis has to find center and does so in sending it in. Herzog back in his own zone, tied up from behind by Cote in the near side corner. Herzog plays it up the boards, cut off by Conquest, walks down the near side boards, gets tripped up by Herzog. Play will continue without a call. Just 3 penalties in this game. 2 of them came in the first period against Cowichan, and then 1 in the second against the Wild. Conquest forces a turnover, pushes far side. He got stick lifted from behind by Adams. Now Iannone by himself will find the red and chips it in. Hora with 11:10 on the clock. To the far side for Meloragny. Spins off the check from Fletcher, and Fletcher took the stick out of the hands of Meloragny. Now Hora up the far side boards, knocked away by Barger. Into the far corner, Meloragny rings it up the boards. Millet's unable to clear. Sasaki keeps it alive. Far side Barger flips it in behind the net, bounces to the near side corner for Souter. We're going to see a lot of this Wenatchee top line here down the stretch. Souter trying to find room in the middle, curls and drags. Sasaki around the back of the goal. Now near side corner. Here's Chad Sasaki. Drops for Grabel. In behind the goal, bounces to the far side for Souter. In the middle, Fletcher, backhand, he threw it wide of the goal. Barger back of the net. This all coming off a failed clear for Cowichan. Wraparound chance for Barger, broken up by Meloragny. Now centered, Souter in front, Grabel scores! Trevor Grabel and the Wild have evened the game at 3 with 10:20 to go in the third. Cowichan failed to clear, had a line stuck out there for a while, and the Wild tie the game with 10:20 on the clock on a backdoor feed to a pinching Trevor Grabel, who wires it up over a diving Pierce Diamond, and the first of the playoffs from Grabel has tied the game. 9:40 is the time of the goal. Cowichan defended well to start this third period, but the Wild push too much, and the Caps gave them an extra chance. They took advantage. Microgiannakis looking to dump it in. It hits Tellier. Now Broadhurst just in front of the Wenatchee bench, flips it in. Crowd trying to get the Capitals back with some momentum. Herzog turned it over through the middle. Broadhurst near side. Couldn't get a shot away. Now spins and fires. It was blocked by Tellier. Tellier up the boards, kept alive by Giannakis. Broadhurst flips in the middle, cut off by Hastings. Past the midway point of this third period, we've got a brand new game. Cook will find center and now skate in over the Cowichan line, but he's offside with Reifenberger ahead of the play. And with 9:43 to go in the third, the Wild have come back from 3-0 down, and we are tied at 3. Cowichan has not gotten a shot in the first 10-17 of this third period. We'll step aside. You're listening to Discovery Honda Cowichan Capitals Hockey on 89.7 Juice FM. Welcome back inside the Island Savings Center. The Wenatchee Wild have come back from 3-0 down and tied the game, as they're doing so with Trevor Grabel with 10:20 on the clock. Now 9.5 minutes remain, and we are even at 3, and one team has all the momentum, and one team has 2 shots in the last period and a half. Lynn near side plays into the middle for Stratton. Cowichan had 13 shots with 8 minutes to go in the second. Now they have 15 with 9 minutes to go in the third, as it's played over the glass and out of play on the far side. Austin Park came out of the Wenatchee goal and was replaced by Cal Sandquist with 12 minutes to go in the second. And since then, Cowichan has managed just 2 shots, and neither of those have been in this third period. Scott in the far corner for the Capitals, rings it around. Cook unable to keep it in. It forces Herzog back to the Wenatchee line. Far side for Cook. Through the middle for Adams. He'll try and get wide on Scott. Here's Brian Adams around the back of the goal. His backhand went off the side of the net, chipped in front and collected by Selivanov, who will lift it all the way down. Capitals forwards were in desperate need of a change. Herzog through the middle. The pass is behind Adams. Now far side, Koshevsky steps into the zone, fires a shot. It's bobbled by Diamond, but he's able to find the rebound with 8:40 on the clock. Cowichan went into this defensive zone of hockey after going up 3-0, and now the biggest challenge will be getting out of it, going back on the forecheck and creating some offensive zone time now. Draw will come to the near side of the Cowichan goal. Fletcher, Barger, and Souter, the line that's going to play almost the rest of this game. And Fletcher is waved out of the circle. Souter will come in to take it. Souter wins it. Near point, Winslow spins it back down low into the near side corner. Now Melaragni up the far wall. Robert chips it in the air. Modry gave him a shoulder, and then Robert wrapped up Modry and took him down to the ice. Far side, Cote will lift it off the boards. It hit Modry, and now the second clearance bounces into the middle. Cote one-hands it to the near side. Gauthier battling with Winslow, taps it towards the Wenatchee bench. Fletcher through the middle for Barger. He'll dump it in. Hora going back for it. Is in behind the Cowichan goal. Hora fighting off Fletcher up the near side boards for Millette. 8 minutes to go in the third. Tied at 3. Millette being tied up from behind by Souter, who picked his pocket. Now back of the goal, Souter with speed. He's going to push through the middle. Here comes Lucas Souter over the Cowichan line. Far side, Barger looked to steer it in front. That was broken up. Scott shovels Souter into the wall. Now Barger far corner trying to get away from McIntyre. Able to do so. Barger centers. Fletcher fanned on the one-timer, and the rebound bounces out to neutral ice. Wenatchee buzzing here. 7.5 minutes to go as it's sent up the far side. Microgianakis turned it over. Here's Tellier, stops and fires. That one was blocked. Brodziak far side half wall. Sends it in behind his own net. Microgianakis slaps it around the boards. Millette chips it to center. Grabel knocked it down after that. Now Millette sends it back towards the Wenatchee bench. Cowichan on their heels. Riefenberger. Now Hastings loads up and fires. He sent it wide, and Tellier had a chance at the near side on the ricochet off the end boards, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Doug Scott far side. Now 7 minutes to go. Lifts it down the ice. Cook made a play on it, and icing is waved off. Selleck going after it. Cook pins him. Now Lynn chips it to himself far side. Walks up towards the far side. Now Lynn in the middle. Spins and fires. It was blocked. Batted in front. Score! Paul Selleck! Brady Lynn starts the play. Paul Selleck finishes it. A spinning backhanded chop towards the goal. Beats Cal Sandquist. And Cowichan is back on top with 6:50 to go. What speed from Brady Lynn to make all of that happen. Selleck forechecks and ties up with Modry. Then Lynn picks it up at the back of the net and wheels it around the offensive zone. His shot is blocked, but Selleck cleans it up. And Cowichan back in front on their first shot in more than a period. For Paul Selleck, it's his 4th of the playoffs, and Cowichan has a 4-3 lead. Sasaki far side in his own zone. Can Cowichan hold on to this? Played through the middle, tipped out to neutral ice. It's Dorsey, broken up by Hora. Now Gauthier, far side Robert, room to skate. Gauthier, the trailer, midsection save from Sandquist. He bobbled it, but was recovered and kind of juggled the puck in front of him with the catching glove, but he's able to hang on with 6:29 on the clock. Paul Selleck with his 4th of the playoffs. He scored the 3rd goal in Game 2. A power play goal, which then made it 5-3 Wenatchee, but of course the Wild would answer that and go on to win 6-3. Far side, Herzog, tied up by Millette, who forces the turnover. Here's the goal. So there's your scoring play. It is Selleck from Lynn and Tabor. Wild will skate it into the Cowichan zone, flipped into the near side corner. 6 minutes to go, 4-3 Cowichan. Iannone back in the goal, chased by Hora, who throws him hard into the wall far side. McIntyre through the middle, near side Millette over center, will wrist it in. Bounces in behind the Wenatchee goal into the near corner for Grabel, who tied this game with 11 minutes to go. Far side, Kashevsky pokes it forward. Iannone through the middle for Souter. Over the Cowichan line. Long shot. That was blocked. Scott unable to clear. Far side, Modry wrist shot. He put it wide of the goal. Might have been blocked. Microgianakis up the near side. That one eludes Grabel and forces him all the way back into his own zone. 5.5 minutes to go. Grabel shouldered by Selleck, who looks to dig it free near corner. Selleck in there. Fletcher joins for the Wild. Selivanov watches from a few feet away. Selleck doing a great job here of keeping it locked against the wall. Finally pulled free by Fletcher with 5:05 left. Far side Barger to the near side for Souter. Cuts towards the middle. Souter goes to the backhand, trying to take it to the goal, goes around the back of the net, steers it in front. It was broken up by Selleck. Microgianakis got tied up. Here's a chance for Sasaki. He fired it wide. Microgianakis kicks it to himself near corner, now fires it out to center. Cook on the regroup, Iannone. Back to Cook. Through the middle for Souter. He's tried to step around McIntyre, who broke it up. Selivanov lifts it in the air, back into the Wild zone. 4.5 minutes to go. Cowichan up 4-3. Far side, Hastings tied up by Millette. Now played back into the far corner. Sasaki up the boards. Hastings gloved it down. Tellier touched up, not a hand pass as he was in his own zone. Tellier dumps it in. Hora goes back. Hora, back of the net, takes a check, now walks into the nearest corner. Chips it off, a stanchion into the middle for Brodziak. Brodziak will find center and steer it in. Chases after it into the far corner. Sharp angle shot, sticked away by Sandquist, may have gotten the side of the net. Tellier had it bounce over his stick, now chops it into the middle. Hastings, near side Riefenberger, into the Cowichan zone, gets wide, around the back of the goal, just sidestep McIntyre. Riefenberger spins and centers, Rebel fires, knocked down in front. Hastings pitched it over top of the goal. 4 minutes to go. Riefenberger tied up along the wall. Melaragny trying to stick it out. It's poked into the middle but not cleared. Rebel sends it down low. Riefenberger back at the Wenatchee goal. Wild trying to change. McIntyre wraps him up. Melaragny far corner. Lifts it in the air. It is out to center as it bounces past Modry. Rebel will regroup with 3.5 minutes to go. Cowichan trying to squeeze in a change. Modry far side for Stratton. Poke check by Melaragny. Forces Stratton back into his own zone. We'll keep an eye on Cal Sandquist as Souter will skate back in front of his own goal. Here's Souter, cutting towards the middle. Up the far wall, Dorsey. Return feed for Souter, had too much sauce. Jordan Robert will go for a skate. He fights off Dorsey, plays to the near side for Millett and sends it in. 3 minutes to go in the third. In front of the net, Souter tied up by Cote as the puck hopped over Souter's stick, and then Souter got back to make a play on Cote. Chipped up the far wall. Robert will send it back in. 2:45 on the clock. Far side, Sasaki. Stratton into the middle for Souter. Into the Cowichan zone. Loads up and fires. It's a toe save from Diamond. Adams into the far corner for Stratton. 2:30 left, 4-3 Cowichan. Near point Cook. Here's Gashevsky near wall. Far side, Sasaki fanned on the one-timer. Played back of the goal for Adams. Now Adams walking towards the near side. Cycles it down low. It's cut off by Micro Giannakis, who lifts it in the air. This will go all the way down the ice. It has some backspin. Cook going back. Here's a steal. Lynn curls. Stopped by Sandquist. Selivanov tied up in the slot. Stretch feed near side. Iannone knocked off the puck by Melaragny. Far side, it's Selivanov. Tried to stop up. Rebel poke checked him. Rebel back behind the net for Modry. Stretch feed far side, just cut off by Melaragny as they were looking to send Iannone. Regroup in the Wild zone. Now Modry hands it off for Souter. Knocked off the puck by Cote, and it's played out to center. Cowichan trying to hold on to this with 90 seconds to go. Sandquist still in the Wenatchee goal. It's batted out to center. Dumped into the far side, 1:20 on the clock. Melaragny tried to clear through the middle. It's backhanded out to center. Millett will attack one-on-one. He chips it in deep. And then Rebel goes low on him with the hip check and sends him head over heels. Up the far side, Souter. 1:05 to go. Souter stops up, top circle. Looking for someone, plays it into the middle. It's tipped out to center by Millett. Last minute, 55 seconds to go. Here's Cook, far side Gashevsky, steps into the Capital zone, wrist shot blocked by Scott. Millett will send it all the way down. Here's a race for it. Brodziak's gonna get to it first. Capitals lead the series. Wenatchee comes so close, erasing a 3-0 deficit. But Paul Selleck's go-ahead goal with 6 minutes to go, and Preston Brodziak's empty netter, a dagger into the Wild with 39 seconds left. Preston Brodziak, his second goal of the playoffs. And Cowichan, who flirts with danger. Looks like they'll come out of this. And now somebody from the crowd is being tossed, I believe, just in behind the Wenatchee bench. .39.4 on the clock. Preston Brodziak, the empty netter. Cowichan in the final 32 minutes of hockey. 4 shots on goal. There's your scoring play, 20 seconds on the clock. Wild trying to send it in. Gauthier lays a check. Now steers it back out to center. Winslow will skate it into the Cowichan zone. His long range shot is into the glove of Diamond with no rebound. 11.9 on the clock. They'll draw to the near side of the Capitals goal.
9-3-0-6. That number again, 366.
I'll let the crowd take it from here. The series on a 5-3 win on home ice. Paul Selleck nets the game winner with 6 minutes to go as the Wild come back from 3-0 down to tie the game on Trevor Grabel's goal, but the Capitals are able to survive and defend home ice. Game 4 goes tomorrow. Cowichan leads this series 2-1. 28 stops from Pierce Diamond. Lynn, Broadhurst, Selivanov, Selleck, and Brodziak with the Cowichan goals. And the Capitals have a 2-1 series lead.